Welcome to my garden. This is the end of February and early March days. And today I'm going to be doing a voiceover mostly because I lost my voice. I've been sick for a few days and finally my throat completely closed off. I feel great otherwise, but my sore throat is really bothering me. So okay, so my first project is in front of my dining room windows. We sit here a few times a day and we look outside at the birds, beautiful flowers, and I've always had this one pot on the left, so now I want to have a matching pair. So I got these beautiful flowers combinations, and I must say I spent about 40 minutes in my local nursery trying to pick the perfect combination of plants. So you're welcome to copy this recipe because it's beautiful. So we're using some bright yellow ranunculus and beautiful purple, blue violas, and this is a taller variety. I also already had this candy tuft. I love this one. It's evergreen and it's always so beautiful. This is where I'm just considering the positioning and how I want it to be in the pot. Battery, what can you do? So yes, my battery ran out. So I'm going to show you the second pot a little bit more close up. Same thing, ranunculus, violas, evergreen candy tuft. And then I'm also adding leaf lettuce. And I've been really into functional pots, so planting pots with functional edible items in it, like this mint pineapple. And I'm also going to add some silver thyme. And I noticed that it's a really good way to utilize and have an actual functioning pot. And I had some leftover interesting plants that I'm just kind of adding on the sides, just whatever I have to add to it. This one's gonna spread and become quite large eventually, kind of droop over beautifully. And I already had some beautiful tulips picking out, so I'm adding them too. I'm going to lift these up, and here is the beautiful final result. Here's the look from my kitchen window. This is later that day. You can actually see the birdies eating the seeds. By the way, this is such a beautiful investment. It costs like $10 and it's beautiful. So this is the look about 4 days later. Still looking very beautiful, much more lush. I love it. So my next project is in front of my daughter's bedroom, and this is my vision, to have honeysuckle on the right and a beautiful tall rose on the left. So I got this climbing rose, and the honeysuckle on the right is Hall's honeysuckle. So I'm going to be planting it. And my hope is that it's going to just grow onto the wall. I might have to terrace it the same way I have the honeysuckle on the right. I have done quite a good research in trying to find a rose that smells beautiful, kind of a classic rose scent, and I want it to be right on her window, so when you open the window and the heat is outside, you can actually get the whiff of the rose. So my next project is fertilizing my maple trees. This is a newer addition. I had it in a pot for a couple years and it kind of grew out of that. So now I planted it in the ground and I'm training it to be more kind of sprawled instead of being kind of clumped together. So I've been having it tied down for a few months and it looks like it needs a few more months. This is my other one. I kind of let the rootstock grow and I loved it. Instead of a dwarf kind, I have pruned it heavily this past summer, so lower portions I completely pruned out. And this is another emperor maple. I love my emperor bloodgood and coral bark maples. This is another bloodgood, and it's a very mature one. Cannot wait for all the leaves to come out. Here's a coral bark. It hasn't been doing very well. It hasn't grown, this one, in the last year at all. I feel like maybe an inch, so we'll see if I have to replant it. This is just a look on my garden in early March. Hello again, you guys. My voice is still gone. It's pretty crazy. So today I'm planting a few different things. I hope you follow along with me. So I'm trying these cannas bulbs, and I have a very muggy, wet spot right here that I don't even know what to plant in. So I'm going to try these bulbs, this tropical looking plant. We'll see how it goes. Actually looks very weird. The bulb looks like, I don't know, like a dead spider or something. But, I'm hopeful. My next project is adding another Breath of Heaven sunset gold right there. I had one, and then we had bark installed, and the bark was literally a foot deep. You can actually see on the left. So it completely suffocated my plant, and I didn't notice it until later. So it completely died. Yeah, and it wouldn't come out, so I am replacing it with another one. Okay, so now I have a beautiful set of these gorgeous ones, and my hope is that one day they'll connect. Next is this beautiful hill that looks like a Cookie Monster. So I've already planted a couple of lantanas on the right. They're in dormancy right now. So I'm planting 5 more to kind of create this big cluster of kind of half moon, half circle look all around the monster. So I'm using my power drill with the auger. It will be very fun for me to install irrigation later this month to make sure they all get watered. And then I also got a tree. I did not need a tree, but I got it because it's a combo tree. It's a peach, apricot, and a plum tree. My dream combination.
Low here. Is this the roof you're showing?
I remember that too, but also if there's a roof, it has to be
Here comes Helper. Helper's over there.
Mila, you gotta change your clothes and put on a jacket and go through the garage. Or I guess.
Okay, so there's no water or anything under here, right?
No.
Water line?
So me and my husband found this spot. We thought that it's kind of far enough away from everything. And we started digging. And as always in our garden, you'll see in a little bit what happens. First we found a big root. So I had to move a little bit to the left, and then we found a gigantic rock underneath. So we had to completely dig that hole back up and dig up another hole a little bit to the right side.
Use your fingers. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There we go.
very small roots actually.
Oh!
So it looks like this tree was a bare root tree when I was purchasing it, and they just potted it. That's why it just completely fell apart when we were planting it, but that's okay. We staked it, put the rocks around it, and then during this time, guess what happened? My daughter decided to call my relatives in Russia, my friends and stuff.
Ah!
I think it's one of your friends.
Oh my God!
She's called twice.
Алло! Лена! Тебе позвонила моя дочь, извини. мы копаем дерево, сажаем в саду, а Мила одна дома осталась. И до моего телефона, походу, добралась.
So she got to my phone somehow while we were planting this tree, and she called my one of my classmates from my high school. Can you believe that? And that person was completely shocked
this
for me
little-
calling her.
Risk taker. Okay, come on.
Mila loves gardening and she walks around our garden. I know. I get a little scared, but there's no stopping this girl.
Thank you, Dad.
Welcome. Good job.
Mom.
Good job, Mom.
My wonderful husband.
It was too compact.
It's moving?
That means I put too much.
What is that?
Okay, so now it's time to plant a couple of house plants. They kind of grew out of their pots. So I'm just putting them up in slightly larger containers. Very cute. Thank you guys again. I hope to speak to you soon normally. I'm kind of tired of this sore throat that makes me sound so weird. I can't, like, it's like, oh, cracking up. So, it's getting windy. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to speak normally again. Bye. Bye, guys.